Hi everyone. The use of large language models in research is going crazy. So in this video, I want to show how to get up and running with local LLMs, large language models, and specifically retrieval augmented generation that you can use for reading PDFs and to interact with different PDFs on your local computer. Now, this would be completely independent of the internet. You would not need any access to API keys, anything like that. So this will be completely locally done on your own computer, therefore keeping your research information private. I'm going to be utilizing Ollama as the LLM server, LangChain Chroma for the RAG framework, and the Streamlight for the user interface. So let's go ahead and download Ollama. You can just go to ollama.com, and here you can go ahead and download Ollama for whichever version that you need. So I already have this downloaded, so I'm not going to do that again. And there are a bunch of large language models available from Google, Meta, and Microsoft. So here, Gemma, for example, this is a Google's model, and you can find the information about these on Ollama.com and also on other websites such as Hugging Face. So it's an incredible useful tool to handle and download multiple LLMs for different needs. So here, if you go into your command terminal and type in Llama run Gemma 2 or any other uh, large language model that you need, it will go ahead and pull it from the Llama database and download it on your local computer. Then when this window pops up, you can go ahead and interact with it. So here I'm going to type in and ask it what it can do for me in terms of manuscript writing. And it's very quick with its response. Now, if you have a CPU bound system, this can be a little bit slow, but it's still never super slow. These language models are optimized for running on CPU. And like I mentioned, I want to show you how to do RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation, and that utilizes a set of data sets of texts, which can be PDF like this. And then you can use large language models on your local computer to interact with those PDFs to pull information. So let's say you're writing a paper and you don't want to reread something that you read um, 2 or 3 years ago, for example, and you just want to very quickly go ahead and find that necessary information. You can ask your large language model to go and retrieve that for you. So it becomes super easy. Here I'm showing you the GitHub page from where the Python library, Python code is going to be downloaded. And you can just go ahead and git clone this. I will leave the link in the description below. So here I'm navigating over to the folder where I want to save the cloned repository. And I'm just doing git clone the repo. So now the repository is cloned. There we go. So within this, there is something called requirements. You will have to create an Anaconda environment to then install requirements within that Conda environment. Here I'm creating a Conda environment, calling that RAG, and I'm installing Python 3.11. So once you have your Conda environment created, just go ahead and activate that environment. And then within this environment, make sure you're in the correct directory, and then you can run your requirements text. So here I need to navigate to the next folder. Okay, so now that's done, and I'm in the correct folder, and I can, from this folder, run requirements. So pip install -r and then requirements.txt. And this will take a little while, so I will cut the video to the point where right here. So everything is installed in my environment, and I can go ahead and run my Llama model here in this environment. Okay, so everything is working with the large language model. It really is this easy to get a large language model to work on your CPU and GPU locally. So the apps.py Python script has everything you need to be able to run your large language model on your local computer. Here I want to point this out that there is a template here and you can adjust it to whatever you like. You can, these are the instructions for your large language model to basically you're giving it a task. So here I'm assigning the task for the large language model to be that you are an AI assistant. Your task is to generate 5 different versions of given user question. Right. So here I'm also telling it specifically if it is to help me with a vector database and generating multiple perspectives of the question that I ask it. Okay, so you can basically tell it this will set the tone for your large language model to uh, start out with. Then, of course, your questions, which you will ask from the app itself, will determine what type of a response it will give you. So pretty much nothing else you need to change in here except for saving this. And then now what I want to do is I want to figure out which embedding model I want to use. So here I have Nomic embedded text that I want to utilize this model to do my embedding uh, that so text PDFs or whatever text you might want to use has to be converted into a format that your large language model can understand. So in the Llama embeddings, I'm utilizing Nomic embedded text, and here I'm changing the chunk size in which my PDFs will get divided into. Now, these are all arbitrary things, so it will depend on whichever model and version that you like, which is why I'm not going into too much detail here. It just depends on whichever version of things that you like. One last thing that I forgot about was that we have to do pip install Streamlight, and this Streamlight is required to initialize the app. So once Streamlight has finished, it might give you these errors, but ignore these. Um, some of the versions of different packages conflict with each other, but it should still run fine. Right, so my Llama is up and running. I will leave this running, and then from a different terminal in Visual Code, I'm going to bring up and run Streamlight, run app.py. So here I'm in the same folder where my app.py file is located, but I'm just running my code, and here I want to change it to 3 instead of 5 different versions. This will just make it run a little bit faster. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to hit this enter, and this first time that you open it, it will ask you for permission. And now we're ready to upload a PDF and chat with it. So everything is being done in local hardware. Nothing is getting offset to another database. Any of your queries that you might have, questions, none of those are getting offloaded to a database. So everything is kept private on your local hard drive. All right, so the PDF has been processed. Now we're ready to ask our local large language model to help us learn whatever we need for this PDF. So I'm going to ask it, who is this? And then based on the context, it will tell us. So there we go, the Journal of Undergraduate Neuroscience as collected with other researchers. So I'm pretty happy with it. One thing I just did was I changed the color of the background. I did not like the white background so much, it was hard on my eyes. I'm going to feed it this dissertation and then ask it these questions that I have. I read this dissertation a while ago and I have forgotten. So here's a perfect use case for using large language model to refresh your memory on things that you might have read a long while ago. So I find it extremely useful, and all the things that I ask it stay private. I will leave all the links to the models and the GitHub repo in the video description below.